I looked out the window and it seemed like it was misting and so forth, and a little bit of rain. And I thought, well, I wonder when it's supposed to stop. So I went, to the source. I went right to my computer, to various established weather apps, and checked hourly when was it supposed to rain, when was it supposed to stop. Well, all of them, 100% of them said there was no chance that it was going to be raining right then. None. I mean, not even for several hours. And then the chances were rather low. So I thought, well, I'll look at the radar. The radar said it ain't raining where you are. And I thought, well, maybe it's because it's such light rain. But finally, it rained harder and harder. And right about the time it said the green blob was over my city and was saying, yeah, there's indication on the radar that it's going to rain. Of course, the Weather Channel sites were still saying there's no chance, but the radar was saying something else. Right about the time it said, hey, you got rain, it didn't rain at all. There are times that we have a storm, and what do? Rather than opening the window and looking at it in the wildness of all of it, I turn on the TV to see the radar, or yet again the computer. And sometimes I'm so intently looking at the radar that I completely miss the storm that's happening outside, that the radar cannot capture the trees bending back and forth and the cars slipping and sliding down the street and the street turning into like white water because there's been too much rain in just too short of a time. And so I'm thinking, what's happened to me? I go to the source, and the source is something that comes out of a box, whether it be a computer or whether it be a TV, and I don't open my eyes and look out the window. Now, certainly, the window can't tell me what's coming and how long it's going to be there, but I tell you what, the window can tell me when it's raining and can tell me that there are dark clouds on the horizon or that the sky is clearing. And so I'm asking, what is happening to me that I don't go to the primary source anymore? I've now started to see the secondary source as the primary one. Is the computer now a third arm or a second brain or a second set of eyes? It can't be the eyes in the back of my head. We know that because I don't look backwards at the computer. So I have to wonder about myself. And so I just said, you know what? I'm turning off the computer. And I sat and I opened my curtains and I looked out the window and I just watched the trees move and I watched the water drip from the leaves and I saw the cars slipping and sliding down the street. And I thought, I'm kind of glad that I'm in here looking out on this. I wish we were having more rain, really, because we have such high counts of pollen. It's spring, and the oak trees are doing their best to keep on the planet, so they're sending pollen everywhere. But I am not an oak tree, and pollen isn't going to help me help the oak trees. In fact, all it does is help me to have a funny voice and have a nose that doesn't really want to cooperate. I just wish I could be of more help to the oak tree, but I'm not. And now we're also getting in my city every year the farmers in Mexico and Central America burn their fields when they're getting ready to plant again. Well, when you burn something, it goes up into the atmosphere. And so all the ash, all the smoke comes up here to the extent that yesterday people were driving with their lights on in the morning because it looked like twilight. And when you looked into the horizon was some kind of funky yellowy gray color. I remember last year we didn't have a blue sky for several months, again, because the farmers were doing what they could to prepare their fields. And I wonder, why can't we go and help in some way, whether it's the government or whether it's just organizations, and help these farmers find another way, and then maybe we could all breathe easier. Because if I'm having trouble and my neighbors are having trouble, just think if I lived there, what life would be like. Or maybe it is that going to that primary source might be too much for my eyes and nose, and maybe I just stay here and close my windows and close my curtains, and I look at the radar. The radar doesn't show you that there is a cloud of ash. It just shows you that there's no rain when it's raining right on down onto your roof. The world is a perplexing place, and I'd like to harvest information in a new way. I'm not sure how, but at least knowing that that's something I'd like to do, does that help me? I'm going to choose to think that it does, even if it doesn't. But I'm the primary source of information on this subject, and I'm going with it.